Welcome everyone to another episode of Picks to Watch. Sigh. This is Vedius and I am supposed to be his sister. For some reason, you are watching this awful show where he predicts champions that usually don't show up in pro play. Honestly, you are probably only here for this intro. Well, I hope I was more entertaining than this loser. Let's jump into it.
First up, we have the AD carry who only avoids bans and solo queue once in a blue moon. It's Aphelios.
Do not look back, Aphelios.
As the old saying goes, 5 guns are better than 1. This makes Aphelios one of the most versatile champions in the game. Calibrum has more range than my Oscar-worthy acting, making it a powerful harassment tool in lane and helps when setting up sieges. Severum is a strong dueling tool, while also helping provide sustain in lane. It's also one of the best tools for stacking chakrams for Crescendum. Speaking of, this weapon scales very well into the late game, and it offers immense DPS potential. The Sentry also has a multitude of uses depending on your offhand. Gravitum offers crucial crowd control, which can help Aphelios set up ganks with ease, and gives him enough space to pop off in teamfights. And finally, there's the heavy hitter Inferno, with strong wave clear and crazy AoE damage, especially when combined with his R, Moonlight Vigil, as it can burn away his enemies in an instant. A lot of these weapons can cause quite the storm with Runaan's Hurricane, making it a core item on Aphelios alongside Essence Reaver and Infinity Edge. The Weapon of the Faithful has a weapon for every occasion, but the one thing he's missing in his extensive armory is a dash, leaving him vulnerable to those with gap closes. However, Aphelios' biggest weakness of all is he doesn't have direct control over what weapons he has and when. Aphelios is incredibly versatile, but without the correct preparation, you could be missing the key tool for the situation. We'll need to see which pro players have the 500 IQ to fully realize his potential. Next up, coming out of her lantern and doing just fine, it's Senna.
Welcome to my world.
After years in a lantern, the Redeemer is put to work in both bot lane roles. Fortunately, her playstyle remains largely the same in each position. With her long range and strong sustain, combined with the effective gank setups from her last embrace, Senna has an extremely strong laning phase that would even make Lucian jealous. Though perhaps the strongest and most versatile weapon in her arsenal is her ultimate, Dawning Shadow. The global ultimate can turn the tides of a duel or shape an entire teamfight, offering both damage to the enemy and defense to her team. Senna's strongest rune setup is still a mystery, with Glacial Augment, Dark Harvest, or even Guardian on supports being all viable options. Similar to Aphelios, Senna has no innate escapes, and while Curse of the Black Mist offers some protection, it does little to those that are committed to the kill. Senna's attack speed never changes, resulting in a weak wave clear and slow objective secure. AD players can also experience mana issues early, which they try to make up for by rushing tier into more mana before building lethality items like Ghostblade and Duskblade. Supports are less concerned with mana issues, so will instead opt for the ward clearing utility of Umbral Blade. We covered Mr. Edgy, we covered Mrs. Grace, now it's time to cover Miss Kick the Door Down and Shoot You in the Face, aka Miss Fortune.
How do you like my guns? Shock and ah.
MF can double up on her lane pressure thanks to a combination of crowd control and damage from her kit. First, she makes it rain. Then, she breaks your ankles with her love tap. If it hurts, it means she cares. Probably. It helps that the mana cost of these are also low, meaning that she's got ammo for days. The ruler of Bilgewater's biggest asset is her teamfighting power. Her E and ultimate offer large amounts of zone control, forcing her opponents to watch their step. We also can't forget bullet times damage. It's a lot, and it can crit. Yeah, I would avoid that if I were you. The Gunslinger doesn't need attack speed early, so she can strut her stuff in the mid game with a build of Essence Reaver into Infinity Edge, followed by a rapid fire cannon later into the game. And though this miss is fortunate enough to be slightly more mobile than the previous 2 picks, she is still vulnerable to CC, especially during her ultimate. One poorly positioned bullet time, and the bounty hunter won't have a bounty left. Then sneaking into the list at the dead of night, is the recently reworked Diana.
Chosen of the moon.
It turns out G2 aren't the only ones who can benefit from a swap, as Diana's old E Moonfall and R Lunar Rush have switched places, helping her trade and generate more pressure in the early laning phase. This change has also made her more effective as a jungler, giving her stronger early game ganking and dueling, so don't be surprised if she's flexed there as well. The mid game is where the Scorn of the Moon really shines, as Diana's dueling is out of this world. The mid laner is always over the moon to start a fight thanks to the shield from Pale Cascade and the insane damage of her ult, which does more damage the more people it hits. Diana's bonus attack speed from her passive, Moon Silver Blade, makes Nash's Tooth an excellent pickup after Rod of Ages, and is usually followed by Deathcap, Zhonya's, and other situational AP items. Diana has incredible burst, but with no way to disengage from fights, the kills she's racked up can easily be eclipsed by her amount of deaths.
Finally, it's over. I wonder how many he will get wrong this time. Probably all of them. You can also suggest champions that might actually be seen below. Maybe then he'll learn something. On the bright side, the LEC starts again soon. Yay! 5 PM CET this Friday on watch.lolesports.com. Now a brief interlude before another hilarious joke, by me. Cringe. 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 Cringe.
Okay. We need one where I'm not laughing, god damn it.